let my boyfriend's homeless best friend stay with us. Then I caught them cuddling on our couch. 24F. Never thought I'd be writing a post like this, but I'm really struggling and need some neutral opinions. I'm being told I'm heartless, controlling, and dramatic, and I honestly can't tell anymore if I've lost perspective. So here's what happened. I've been dating Chris, 26M, for 3 years. We've lived together for just over 1 year. He's always been pretty reliable and calm, and we rarely had serious arguments until recently. I thought we had a solid relationship. We cooked together, split bills, talked about getting a pet soon, even discussed engagement within next year. Chris has a best friend from childhood named Maya, 25F. He's known her since they were kids, and she's been a fixture in his life forever. I met her a few times in the early stages of our relationship. She's bubbly, outgoing, and very touchy-feely. They have inside jokes. She's always texting him, and she does this thing where she touches his arm when she laughs. It made me uncomfortable, but I chalked it up to my own insecurities. I wanted to be the cool girlfriend who doesn't freak out over female friends. About a month ago, Maya's boyfriend broke up with her, and she was apparently left without a place to stay. Her lease was ending, and she was emotionally devastated. Chris asked if she could stay with us for a few days while she figured things out. I wasn't thrilled, but I agreed. It felt wrong to say no when she was clearly struggling. That was 4 weeks ago. She moved in like it was her new home. She took over our living room, started cooking meals, sometimes without asking, and wore Chris's clothes like it was nothing. She'd plop herself next to him on the couch, legs touching, arms casually draped over the cushions behind him. It felt too intimate. I tried to speak to Chris gently, said I was feeling like our space wasn't ours anymore. He said I was being unfair and that Maya was just comfortable because she'd known him forever. Then the breaking point happened. I came home early one day because of a migraine. I walked into the apartment hoping for quiet and darkness. Instead, I saw Chris and Maya on the couch. She was resting her head on his shoulder, and he was playing with her hair as they watched his favorite show. My stomach dropped. They weren't kissing, but the level of intimacy felt way out of line for two just friends. I didn't scream, but I asked what was going on. Chris looked surprised, not guilty. He said, "We were just watching something. What's the big deal? We've always been like this." I told Maya she had 24 hours to leave. Chris flipped. He called me dramatic, accused me of being controlling, and said I was making her feel unsafe and unwelcome during a vulnerable time. I gave him a choice. Either she leaves or I do. Now he says I'm toxic and heartless. His mom called me crying, saying I was kicking a poor girl to the curb. My mom said I should have handled it more calmly. But how calm can you be watching another woman cuddling your boyfriend in your home? So Reddit, Ida, Update 1. Wow. First of all, thank you for the outpouring of support. I didn't expect the post to blow up, but I've read every single comment, message, and private DM. Some were really tough to read. Others helped me see things more clearly than I have in weeks. A lot of you pointed out that I've been minimizing my own feelings and ignoring my instincts in order to be the cool girlfriend. You're absolutely right. I've been swallowing my discomfort for so long that I genuinely forgot what my boundaries were. After reading the comments, I decided to have a more direct conversation with Chris. I asked him, if the roles were reversed, if I had a male best friend staying with us who cuddled with me on the couch, and I played with his hair, would you be okay with that? He looked genuinely thrown. He was silent for a few seconds before saying, no, but that's different. I've known Maya since I was a kid. I asked what makes it different. He said, because I've never had feelings for her. She's like family. You don't cuddle your friends because you might fall for them. I don't see her that way. That response was so telling. It wasn't about how I felt. It was about how he framed it in his head. And if it wasn't romantic for him, then it apparently didn't matter how it made me feel. I told him I wasn't okay living in a relationship where my feelings were consistently dismissed. I told him this was bigger than just one incident. It was a pattern of him putting Maya's comfort above mine. We're currently sleeping in separate rooms. He says he needs space to think. I told him he can take all the space he wants, but if he doesn't come to the table with a real plan to rebuild trust, this is done. Update 2. So, Chris made his choice. After a few days of avoidance, he came to me and said, I've thought about it, and I don't think I can change my friendship with Maya just to make you feel better. It wouldn't be fair to her. That was it. No apology. No acknowledgement of my feelings. I asked him if that meant he was choosing Maya over me. He said, I'm choosing to stay loyal to a friendship that's always been there for me. If you can't accept that, then maybe we want different things. That told me everything I needed to know. I told him I was done, that I loved him, but I loved myself more. And I can't be in a relationship where my emotional needs are constantly invalidated. He moved out 2 days ago. Maya picked him up in her car. I stayed inside and didn't say goodbye. His mom sent me a long message saying she's disappointed in me and that she thought I was stronger than this. I didn't respond. My friends, the real ones, brought wine, helped me pack his stuff, and reminded me that I am not crazy for wanting exclusivity in my relationship. Update 3. It's been a month since Chris moved out. I've officially signed a new lease on a cute one-bedroom apartment in a different part of the city. It's smaller, but it's mine. I've rearranged all the furniture, lit every candle I own, and finally feel like I can breathe again. I've started therapy. Thank you to everyone who suggested it. And one of the first things my therapist said was, "You've been performing emotional labor for 2 people. Let's get some of that energy back for yourself." She's right. As for Chris and Maya, well, according to a mutual acquaintance, Chris's cousin, who is still friendly with me, they've soft-launched their relationship on Instagram. A picture of the 2 of them at a coffee shop with the caption, "Through it all." So yeah, I guess that's that. Do I feel sad? A little. But mostly, I feel relieved. Because if I hadn't stood up for myself, I'd still be living with someone who never truly chose me. I learned something important. You are not jealous or controlling for asking for mutual respect and boundaries in your relationship. That's the bare minimum. If someone makes you feel like you're crazy for expecting basic loyalty and emotional exclusivity, they're not the one for you.